Hello, and welcome to Sleep Sanctuary, a place where gentle stories guide you into a state of calm and serenity, helping you drift effortlessly into restful sleep. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, I invite you to step away from the busyness of your day and join me on a journey into a tranquil world where the only sounds are the whispers of nature and the soft hum of twilight. This is a safe space, created just for you, or a space to relax, let go, and simply be. Our story tonight is called The Garden at Twilight. It's a tale of quiet beauty and connection, set in a magical garden that comes alive as the day fades into evening. Together, we'll wander through lush, fragrant pathways, discovering blooms kissed by the soft glow of twilight. We'll pause to breathe in the soothing scents of jasmine, lavender, and roses, and watch as tiny fireflies begin to dance in the growing dusk. But before we begin, let's take a moment to settle in. Find a comfortable position, whether you're lying in bed, resting on your favorite chair, or simply letting your mind unwind. Close your eyes if you wish, and feel the weight of the day begin to melt away. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel your body relax as the gentle rhythm of your breath soothes your mind. This is your time. A time for peace, stillness, and calm. As we journey through tonight's story, let each word guide you closer to relaxation, each image drawing you gently toward rest. When you're ready, we'll step together into the garden at twilight. Let's begin. Before we step into the story, let's take a moment to truly relax. Allow yourself to leave behind the worries of the day and prepare your mind and body for a journey into calm. This is your time, a gift to yourself. Find a position that feels most comfortable to you. Maybe you're lying in bed, cocooned in soft blankets, or sitting in a favorite chair with pillows supporting you. Wherever you are, let your body sink into that space, fully supported, and let the tension begin to dissolve. Now, close your eyes if you feel ready, or let them softly rest on a point in the room. Let's start with a deep breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, letting your lungs fill completely. Hold it for a moment, and now exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing all the air and with it, any tightness or stress you've been carrying. Take another deep breath in. This time, imagine you're breathing in pure relaxation, as though the air is soft, warm, and golden. Hold it for a second, and exhale, letting go of anything that feels heavy or unnecessary. Let's turn our focus to your body now. Start at the top of your head. Imagine a wave of gentle warmth spreading across your scalp, softening your forehead, relaxing the tiny muscles around your eyes, and smoothing out your jaw. Let this sensation travel down your neck and shoulders, melting away any tension you might feel there. Now, let this wave flow down your arms, to the tips of your fingers, loosening and softening everything in its path. Feel your chest rise and fall with each breath, calm and steady as the wave moves through your back, easing every muscle. As it reaches your hips and legs, feel a sense of heaviness, as though your body is sinking deeper into the surface beneath you. Finally, let the wave travel all the way to your toes, leaving your body feeling calm, light, and completely at ease. Now, turn your attention inward. Imagine you're standing at the entrance to a secret garden. A beautiful, ornate gate stands before you, slightly open, inviting you to step inside. Through the gate, you can see hints of lush greenery and soft, glowing light. The air feels fresh and cool, carrying with it a faint hint of flowers in bloom. You take a step closer to the gate, and as you do, a sense of peace washes over you. The weight of the day feels distant now, as though you've left it outside. All that matters is this moment, this quiet anticipation of the wonders that lie beyond the gate. Pause here for a moment. Breathe in the calmness of this imagined space, and when you're ready, we'll step inside the garden together. For now, allow your body to rest, your breathing to remain slow and steady, and your mind to stay open and receptive to what's to come. Our journey begins soon. Let yourself drift here, in this place of calm, until you're ready to continue. Picture yourself standing at the entrance to a magnificent garden, its gates open just enough to let you glimpse the magic within. The ornate ironwork of the gate is intertwined with delicate vines, their tiny flowers glowing faintly in the soft twilight. A gentle breeze carries the faint scent of jasmine, inviting you to step forward. As you take your first step through the gate, you notice the path beneath your feet. It feels smooth and cool, lined with polished stones that reflect the fading light. On either side of the path, the garden stretches out in lush abundance, a sea of greenery punctuated by bursts of color. Flowers of every kind bloom in harmony, their petals kissed by the golden hues of the setting sun. The air feels alive, but not hurried. It carries a quiet hum, as though the garden itself is breathing in rhythm with the world. You hear the soft rustle of leaves as they dance gently in the breeze, and the distant murmur of water, flowing slowly, somewhere deeper within. The first turn of the path reveals a cluster of lavender bushes. Their soft, purple blooms sway gently, filling the air with their calming fragrance. You pause here for a moment, leaning in to take a deep, steady breath. The scent seems to wrap around you, soothing your thoughts, easing away any tension that may linger. As you continue, the golden light of twilight begins to shift, deepening into shades of amber and mauve. The sky above is a canvas of soft colors, painted with strokes of clouds that seem to float effortlessly. The sun, low on the horizon, casts long, delicate shadows across the garden, giving the scene a dreamlike quality. Further down the path, you come across a patch of roses, their petals glowing softly in the evening light. Each bloom is unique. Some are a deep crimson, while others are creamy white or the palest pink. You run your fingers lightly across a petal, marveling at its velvety softness. The rose's rich, heady perfume mingles with the lavender in the air, creating a symphony of scents that feels both grounding and uplifting. Around you, the garden begins to come alive in subtler ways. You catch the faint flicker of something moving, tiny, glowing fireflies beginning to emerge as the light fades further. They blink softly, like little stars floating close to the earth, their gentle glow adding an otherworldly charm to the scene. You continue to wander slowly, savoring each moment, each discovery. The garden feels endless, yet intimate, as though it's opening itself just for you. Every step brings a new wonder, a cluster of lilies glowing white in the dimming light, a trellis of honeysuckle releasing its sweet aroma into the air, a gentle stream that winds its way across the garden, its surface reflecting the twilight sky. Here, in this magical garden, time seems to stand still. You feel deeply connected to this place, as if you belong here. You pause, breathing in the serenity, knowing there is so much more to explore. As you walk further into the garden, the path begins to branch out, offering endless choices for exploration. Each turn reveals a new treasure, a burst of color, a new fragrance, or a hidden nook where nature thrives in perfect harmony. To your left, you notice a cluster of vibrant sunflowers, their golden heads bowing slightly in the soft twilight. Their broad petals seem to radiate warmth, even in the coolness of evening. You pause for a moment to admire their cheerful presence, imagining how they might have followed the sun's arc through the day. Even now, as twilight settles, they seem to hold on to its light, as if offering it to you. To your right, the air is thick with the scent of jasmine. You follow the aroma to find a low stone wall covered in its delicate, white blooms. The tiny flowers appear almost luminous in the growing dusk, their fragrance sweet and calming. You close your eyes and breathe in deeply, letting the scent fill your senses, wrapping you in a cocoon of peace. Further ahead, the path narrows slightly, leading you to a secluded alcove filled with lavender. The deep purple flowers sway gently in the breeze, their tall stems reaching toward the sky. You reach out to brush your fingertips across them, their softness grounding you in this moment. The soothing scent of lavender mingles with the jasmine still lingering in the air, creating a calming blend that seems to quiet every thought in your mind. As you continue, you come across a patch of wildflowers in every imaginable color: pale blue cornflowers, golden marigolds, and tiny, delicate daisies. Their natural arrangement feels effortless, as though they've chosen to grow together in perfect harmony. Kneeling slightly, you take in their intricate details, marveling at the tiny veins in each petal and the way they catch the fading light. The path takes another gentle turn, and now roses come into view. They grow in cascading bushes, their blooms ranging from soft blush pinks to deep, velvety reds. Some petals are tightly wound, while others are fully open, their delicate layers inviting you closer. You lean in to take in their perfume, rich, sweet, and timeless. It's a scent that evokes memories, comfort, and beauty all at once. Deeper into the garden, you find lilies, their long, elegant petals glowing in the dim light. Each flower seems almost otherworldly, their purity and grace filling you with a quiet reverence. You pause to admire their symmetry and the way they stand tall, even in the soft, shifting breeze. Everywhere you look, there are more flowers to discover. Some you recognize, and others seem entirely new, their shapes and colors unlike anything you've seen before. The garden feels endless in its offerings, as though it exists solely to delight your senses. Here, surrounded by nature's beauty, you feel a profound sense of gratitude. Each flower feels like a gift, a reminder of life's quiet wonders. You take one last deep breath, savoring the mingling fragrances, and continue your gentle journey through the garden. The garden begins to transform as twilight deepens, its magic unfolding with the fading light. The golden hues of the setting sun dissolve into softer tones of amber and violet, painting the sky in a gradient of tranquil colors. Shadows grow longer, stretching across the paths, and the garden takes on a dreamlike quality, as if it's exhaling a deep sigh of contentment. The air feels cooler now, a refreshing contrast to the warmth of the day. You notice how the garden seems to shift in rhythm with the evening, as though it's preparing to rest. The rustling leaves sound softer, their movement slower, like a lullaby for the world around you. Ahead, the first fireflies begin to appear, tiny pinpoints of light blinking gently in the growing dusk. They float lazily, weaving in and out of the foliage, their soft glow casting fleeting halos against the greenery. You stop to watch one settle briefly on a nearby leaf, its light pulsing like a heartbeat before it takes flight again, joining the others in their ethereal dance. The scents of the garden grow richer and more pronounced in the evening air. The jasmine is at its peak, its fragrance thick and sweet, while the lavender releases a softer, earthier aroma, as if bidding the day goodbye. The mingling of these scents creates a perfect harmony, enveloping you in a soothing embrace. Looking up, you see the first stars beginning to twinkle faintly in the sky. Their light is subtle, blending with the deepening purples and blues of twilight. The garden seems to reflect this celestial display, with the fireflies and pale blossoms glowing softly, as though mirroring the heavens above. As you wander further, you notice how the garden becomes quieter, yet the silence is not empty. It's filled with the gentle hum of nature, the chirping of crickets, the distant croak of frogs, and the soft rustling of unseen creatures moving among the plants. Each sound feels intentional, part of a symphony meant to soothe and ground you in this peaceful moment. The twilight also brings new life to the garden. You spot moths flitting delicately from flower to flower, their pale wings catching the last traces of light. A soft breeze stirs the petals of a nearby rosebush, scattering a few petals onto the path, where they land like drops of color on the darkening stones. You pause to take it all in, the shifting light, the glowing fireflies, the scents, and the gentle sounds of evening. The garden feels alive in a new way, its energy softer but no less vibrant. There's a sense of transition in the air, as though the world is balancing perfectly between day and night, holding on to the last moments of twilight before fully embracing the quiet of night. Here, in this magical moment, you feel a profound sense of connection, not only to the garden, but to the stillness within yourself. You take a deep breath, letting this connection settle, and prepare to journey deeper into the garden's embrace. As the twilight fades and night fully embraces the garden, the sounds of nature take center stage. At first, the hum is subtle, a faint chorus of crickets hidden among the foliage, their rhythm steady and comforting. The longer you stand still, the more you notice how these sounds weave together, forming a soothing symphony that seems to resonate with the very heartbeat of the earth. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves, their rustling soft and melodic. It feels as though the garden is whispering secrets, sharing stories carried on the wind. The air cools slightly, brushing against your skin like a soft, invisible touch. In the distance, you hear the faint trickle of water. Drawn to the sound, you follow the path, feeling the smooth stones beneath your feet and the gentle pulse of life all around you. The sound grows clearer as you approach, a quiet stream winding its way through the garden. The water flows gracefully over rounded rocks, its movement creating a calming murmur, like nature's own lullaby. You kneel beside the stream, dipping your fingers into the cool, clear water. The sensation is refreshing, grounding you in the present moment. Nearby, the fireflies continue their soft dance, their glow reflected on the stream's surface. The scene feels timeless, as if the garden exists outside of ordinary hours, a place where the worries of the world cannot reach. Above, the sky deepens to a rich indigo, scattered with countless stars. Their light is faint but steady, like tiny beacons watching over the garden. The moon rises slowly, casting a silvery glow that transforms the landscape into something almost otherworldly. The flowers that bloomed brightly in the twilight now shimmer softly under the moon's gaze, their colors muted but no less beautiful. The hum of nature becomes richer, more intricate. The chirping of crickets is joined by the occasional low croak of a frog hidden among the reeds.
In the distance, the hoot of an owl adds a deeper note to the symphony, its sound echoing gently through the stillness. Every sound feels deliberate, as though the garden is performing a concert meant just for you. You take a moment to close your eyes, allowing the sounds to envelop you. The stream, the crickets, the soft rustle of leaves, all of it blends into a harmonious melody that soothes your mind and body. With each breath, you feel yourself sinking deeper into this peaceful world, where every sound is a reminder of life's quiet beauty. As you continue to walk, you realize that the hum of nature is not just something you hear, it's something you feel. It vibrates gently in your chest, syncing with your heartbeat and bringing a sense of calm that feels almost magical. The garden hums with life, and you are a part of it now, connected to its rhythm and its stillness. With each step, you feel lighter, more at ease, and ready to explore the garden further, carrying the hum of nature within you. As you move deeper into the garden, the pathways grow narrower, winding through pockets of lush greenery illuminated by the faint glow of moonlight. The atmosphere feels quieter now, more intimate, as though the garden itself is winding down for the night. Every step feels deliberate, each moment unfolding with a gentle sense of purpose. The soft hum of nature continues to surround you, though it's quieter here. The cricket's chirping has softened, and the occasional rustle of leaves feels like a whisper meant only for you. A faint floral fragrance lingers in the air, a delicate blend of lavender and roses, as if the garden is offering you a parting gift of its most soothing scents. You come across a clearing bathed in silvery moonlight. Here, the garden feels expansive yet serene, its beauty amplified by the stillness of the night. A small bench made of smooth, weathered wood sits beneath an archway of climbing roses. Their petals, pale and luminous in the moonlight, cascade gently over the arch like a floral waterfall. Taking a seat on the bench, you let yourself pause. The garden feels alive, but in a tranquil, restful way. Fireflies drift lazily across the clearing, their soft glow a reminder of the magic that twilight left behind. The moon hangs high above, its gentle light casting long shadows that dance faintly as the breeze stirs the leaves. In the distance, the stream continues its quiet murmur, a comforting sound that seems to echo the rhythm of your breathing. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the sensations of the garden to wash over you, with the cool air, the soft scents, the faint sounds. Time feels irrelevant here, as though the garden exists in its own eternal night. When you open your eyes again, the path ahead seems to beckon you. Rising from the bench, you take one last stroll through the garden, letting your feet guide you. Each step feels lighter, as though the garden itself is carrying you forward. The fireflies seem to follow, their soft glow lighting the way like tiny lanterns. As you walk, you reflect on the journey you've taken through this magical place. The vibrant blooms of twilight, the gentle hum of nature, and the quiet harmony of this night have filled you with a deep sense of peace. You feel connected, not only to the garden, but to something greater, something timeless and steady.
Reaching the edge of the garden, you pause one last time. Turning back, you see the path you've traveled bathed in moonlight, the flowers and foliage glowing softly as if bidding you farewell. You take a deep breath, savoring this final moment of stillness, and feel a sense of gratitude swell within you. Though you're leaving the garden, its calmness stays with you, like a gentle hum in your heart. You carry it with you, a reminder of this tranquil place, as you step away and prepare to embrace the rest that awaits. Standing at the edge of the garden, you turn back for one last look, savoring the beauty of this quiet haven. The moon casts its soft light over the flowers and pathways, the silvery glow lending the garden an ethereal quality. The fireflies continue their gentle dance, flickering like tiny stars close to the earth. It feels as though the garden itself is alive, watching over you, offering its peaceful embrace one final time. The hum of nature remains steady, a comforting melody in the background. The cricket's rhythmic song, the faint rustle of leaves, and the distant murmur of the stream all seem to blend into a final, harmonious goodbye. It's a sound that feels less like parting and more like a promise, a quiet assurance that this peace is always here, waiting for you to return. You take a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill your lungs. The scents of jasmine and lavender linger faintly, a reminder of the moments you've spent wandering through this magical place. Each inhale feels like a gift, a connection to the serenity of the garden that now lives within you. As you prepare to leave, the garden seems to offer a silent farewell. The flowers glow softly in the moonlight, their petals swaying gently in the breeze as if waving goodbye. You feel a sense of gratitude for this place, for the calm it has brought you and the beauty it has shared. Closing your eyes, you hold on to the feeling of the garden, the softness of its air, the richness of its scents, the soothing rhythm of its sounds. You imagine its pathway stretching out endlessly, a sanctuary you can always revisit in your mind. With each breath, you let this sense of calm settle deeper within you, carrying its tranquility into your heart. When you open your eyes, the path out of the garden feels lighter, as if it's guiding you gently back to rest. You take slow, deliberate steps, each one filled with a quiet assurance that you are leaving with more peace than when you arrived. The fireflies linger near the gate, their soft glow illuminating the way, as though they are escorting you to the edge of the garden. At the gate, you pause, placing a hand on its cool surface. You glance back one last time, the garden now a haven of soft light and shadows behind you. Though the moment of farewell has arrived, you feel no sadness, only a sense of connection, a reminder that this tranquil space is always within reach. With a final deep breath, you step through the gate, the hum of the garden still resonating in your heart. It's a hum that will lull you to sleep, that will follow you into your dreams, offering its peace and serenity long after you've left its paths. Good night, and rest well. Let the calm of the garden carry you into the soft embrace of sleep. You are at peace.